my story covers three main career hindsights or learnings that I wanted to share. And my perspective might be different from some of the other speakers because my role has never worked in, I've never been in a communications department. I've always been working on the agency side, so providing communication services to companies. But I basically have these three learnings, and the first one is when things are at their best, it's often the best time to consider a change. Because you can make that change on your own terms, and somebody isn't forcing you to make that decision. And it goes along with the fact that I started my first business when I was 24 years old. I came out of university and worked for a communications agency in Toronto, and the company did very well. They were growing, and I had a great position with the company. And I had the opportunity to co-found a business, a communications agency, which would be in direct competition with that company. And there was a lot of, I was young, and there was a lot of risk in that, but the person that wanted to start that business was my uncle with me. He had no communications experience, but he was an entrepreneur. So I listened to that advice that, okay, things are, when at their best, it's the time to make a change. And so in hindsight, that was the right decision to make. And along my career, there's been many other situations where I guess I wish I had made decisions quicker when things were good, and sometimes you do miss the curve. So the second thing is around volunteering and networking. So volunteer, I can't stress that enough. And my first volunteer experience was with IABC when I first joined in 1991. Probably one of my misgivings in my earlier 10-year career in Toronto was that I didn't do enough volunteering. I had my head down working at my business, and it didn't lead to a lot of connections except with my clients. So when I came to Vancouver, I was in a new city, and becoming involved with IABC was probably one of the biggest things that sort of changed that perspective on things. And I committed 20% of my time to doing volunteer work when I was running the business. And IABC was the first taste of that. And then I also got involved with the MS Society on their communications committee, and then some other nonprofit organizations that expanded my network and gave back. And I can't stress that enough, that it's good to be involved in one thing, but if you have the time, please get involved in other things. Take that opportunity, expand your work week, and create flexibility to volunteer with the time that you've got. And with the network you build, create new connections and help other people. So use your connections and that network you build. It comes back to you tenfold. The last kind of learning, I guess, would be think and take action like an entrepreneur. So I've had the opportunity to work in 4 different companies for owners, and I've started 7 companies on my own. And I have, apart from Graphically Speaking, two companies right now that are running. So I speak from experience and how it makes a difference when you're an entrepreneur, and how you look at things and take responsibility for your position and the company you work for. So 7 ways to think and take action like an entrepreneur. First one is treat your job like it's your own business. Be passionate and don't hold back on what you can offer the company, and take full responsibility and care for everything you do, and look for opportunities to be proactive. Number 2 is change is a given, and look for the opportunities that it provides. Think outside the box, and when dealing with situations caused by change, don't react emotionally, and don't waste energy on things you can't control. Number 3 is be bothered by inefficiency and delays. So work with a sense of urgency, and instill this type of work ethic in what you do and what your team does if you have people working for you. Look for ways to add value in everything that you do, and don't revisit decisions. It's a pet peeve of mine. Unless the circumstances change when you make a decision, move forward and don't revisit it. Know your strengths and weaknesses and what makes you happy. It will help you build a team in your own company when you know your strengths are. It helps me when I'm an entrepreneur and looking for partners to work with. and it will help you find a job. You want to, when you're looking for a job, make sure that you find a role that you fit into a team with the skills and what you see makes you happy. I made the decisions to work in small businesses and not large companies. Every time I worked for a large company, I had frustration and things that came up, so I wanted more control and flexibility in my role. So being an entrepreneur and working for small businesses has helped that. Number 5 is brainstorm for new ideas on your own and with colleagues. Innovation is a key to success. Number 6 is take on risks and bring forward your innovative new ideas and take on challenges that are outside your comfort zone and test your intuition. So one of the most powerful things you can have is a strong intuition that you're confident in, and the more risks you take and the more you do on your own, the more you can test that intuition and feel comfortable and confident in what you decide to do. And the last one is don't be discouraged by setbacks, stay positive, don't let the little things hold you back, and understand that most things take longer than you expect to happen. Thank you.